My name's Rudy. Welcome back. You're watching Alpha Investments. Many Magic the Gathering players asked the question, will the bull market and Bronze Era Magic the Gathering booster boxes, will it hold? Many Magic the Gathering players asked the question, will the collector box bull market, will that hold? Many Magic the Gathering players don't ask questions anymore. They just accept being a Timmy. So, if you haven't heard, first we're going to talk about Bloomborough. So, Bloomborough Playboxes just broke $152 plus tax on TCG Player. People are paying $169 $169 shipped for a Playbox on TCG Player. Almost $200 for a standard set Playbox is what people are paying right now. The demand is so crazy. In defense, there were some bottleneck issues, and even patrons know. I had about 43 patrons waiting on Bloomborough orders, been waiting for between 7 to 10 days, which we finally got that fixed, thank God. And if you weren't aware, the Wizards and the warehouse in Texas and distribution was closed for 7 to 10 days between holidays, then really bad weather. So all the pallets got held for holidays and bad weather, snow or whatever it was. So that's finally been resuming, and apparently it's not out of print, so don't freak out. Apparently, the demand is so strong for these new Playboxes, Wizards is actually out of Bloomborough Playboxes. So I requested a restock of almost 2,000 Playboxes, and I was notified last minute that I couldn't even get 2,000 Playboxes because Wizards didn't have any left in the Texas, United States distribution warehouse. So no matter what distributor I ordered or do whatever, it didn't make a difference. They literally just, even the distributors can't restock it. Now, it's not out of print, it's out of stock. And I expect Wizards to do a reprint of Bloomborough Playboxes, because $170 or $165, $168, depending what state and what your tax rate is and your sales tax, $165 to $170 for a Playbox is wild. We're talking about a product that's, I guess we'll just call it a year old, is wild. But, like we've discussed on this channel, when you have Bloomborough collectors pushing $400 plus a box, the cheap draft or Playbox now is usually going to be about 50 cents on the dollar, maybe 40 cents on the dollar of the collector box. So if you have a $400 plus collector box of Bloomborough, having a $150 to $160, $170 Playbox it's high, but it's not in the realm of what's happening. And the strength of the Magic market just continues to be very surreal and very shocking to me and everybody in this industry right now. So that's the first thing to be aware. It's not out of print. No, I'm not raising my price from $116 shipped for Playboxes, because I know I'm going to get blown up with hundreds of messages on that. Number two, if you're paying almost $170 for Bloom Playbox on TCG Player, I don't know if I should be calling you a Timmy. I don't know if I should be calling you an idiot, or you just don't have a Costco membership and nobody loves you and you just don't like money, because you're essentially paying, oh my God, you're paying over $300 more for a case on TCG Player than, like an evil basement Rudy patron or even a regular LGS. It's wild. So let's move. Let's lay that. Let's put that in the corner, and let's just kind of do a soft pat on the head and let that sit there and simmer. Now we're going to go over. Obviously, we've already discussed in this channel in the last month that Wilds Drain draft boxes are gone. They're out of print. They ran out early. They decided not to reprint it. There's none available. Draft boxes for Wilds Drain are already at $130 plus tax. Sorry, I can't offer you those in 91 shipped anymore. All I have left is my one personal pallets for the future, and I can't get any more. It's over with. Everything else got canceled. Now, Wilds collector boxes, same thing. Pushing the 400 plus kind of thing, which means The draft boxes are probably going to continue to drift higher to that 150, 170 to kind of be in that same kind of range. Now, personally, I think Bloomborough is a better set than Wildsville Drain. I think Wildsville Drain is a better set than Thronaville Drain. So you can kind of take that how it's worth. In the grand scheme, I don't think this matters. Remember, we are talking about pricing and price points on products that are 1 year, 2 years old. We're talking products that I consider brand new. If it's under 5 years old, these aren't old. They're nowhere near the definition of antique, which for those of you who are young and Timmy-like and dumb like me, antique, technically, I believe the definition is 100 years. Again, we're talking, I consider sealed product, if it's less than 5 years, new product. That's my opinion. Now, the market's been moving so quick, products after 1 to 2 years now are deemed, oh, that's old and vintage, because of the rate of change that we have in our modern society. So, let's get that out of the way on the Wildsville Drain thing. Prices are going to continue. I can't get you $91 draft anymore. You're going to have to pay $130 from an LGS or a TCG player plus tax. You're on your own. Next, Ixalan. Okay. So Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I'm still selling it for 91 shipped. Everybody knows. I'm going to warn you and be very blunt about it. The days and that product is on thin ice. Wizards is not out of it yet. But be aware, it's teetering. We have maybe, in my opinion, between 30 and 90 days before Ixalan draft is gone. And again, I expect Ixalan draft 150, Ixalan collectors 400 to 500. That's kind of what I see things happening before kind of the pressure comes off and buyers back away because it's full price or expensive or anything like that. Now, we also have a few stragglers, Unfinity, Crimson Vow. We got a few little leftover sets like that from the 2020 through 2024 era. These older draft boxes, those are the last two I have left too. Unfinity's last call. You have 2 weeks left if you want any $91 shift boxes. That's it. It's over with. Otherwise, you're going to TCG player. So that's coming to an end. You have 2 weeks left on that. Crimson Vow, technically, it's already pretty much gone. But I have 2 pallets. I only like to keep 1 pallet of each set. So I'm kind of leaving that if you guys want to, for some reason, buy Crimson. Believe it or not, the prices have actually done quite well. And even Crimson Vow set boxes, you see the price of those? And even the collectors have, doubled their price from the all-time low of, what was it, 60, 70, 80, 90? I think it's 130s and 150s. It's, they've come back, nowhere near all-time highs. They're not breaking 200, but it's for the bottom of the barrel, the worst set. It's actually pretty impressive. It's turned in only a 12 to 18 month time frame versus 5 to 10 years. It's pretty impressive. So let's get that out of the way. Moving on from all that, my advice to you all out there, if you're into the world of Magic the Gathering, you're a collector, you're just a player, maybe you're an evil basement dweller investor with waffle fries and $8 haircuts, and you have a cute stepsister. AlphainvestmentsLLC at gmail.com. And if you're in that category, my advice to you is right now I would probably focus on Infinity Draft, Ixalan, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, phenomenal product, which is funny because both of those sets don't even have serialized cards. Those are the end of the draft box era. If you are interested in this market, I would focus on getting those items cheap at the end because they are at the very end of their life cycle. Past that, moving into the Playbox era, if you want my next piece of advice, Bloomborough, they're going to reprint it, back off. Everybody calm down. I'm sorry, I'm going to call you a moron. The morons out there paying almost $170 for a Bloomborough Playbox. I almost want to take half the product, limit the patrons to 1 box, and just dump it all on eBay and TCG Player for idiots that want to pay almost $150. I mean, it's mind-blowingly stupid. It's not out of print. Literally, it's in the system, out of stock, on reprint queue. So my advice for that kind of thing on the play boxes, honestly, the play boxes have been really successful. People have been really happy with it. Everybody thought the higher price point, the negativity. Wizards implemented these changes right in the heart of a bull market as Magic was booming. Nobody cares. The market finally adjusted. Remember, the first play box release was what? Karlov Manor? And as with all new products, the market knee jerks. Karlov's Manor got foreclosed. Collector boxes tanked. Play boxes tanked. Everything's come back. You can't get discounts on anything. Can't get discounts on distribution. Can't get discounts on collector boxes. It's all gone. It's all back to normal. You should have bought the dip. Unfortunately, even I didn't buy the dip on Karlov. I fucked that one up, man. So, my advice right now in Playboxes, same approach. If you want to open new products, sell singles, flip things, again, I would go Foundations. I would go with these newer things, Thunder Junction, Duskmorn, Bloomborough. You can open these boxes, have fun with your friends. You can play strip magic, flip singles. If you're looking to keep sealed and collect or invest in these type of products, again, start with the oldest. I would be focusing on the oldest play boxes, the original, Karlov's Foreclosed Manor and Thunder Junction. I would be going to these back two ones before focusing on the new ones. Now, if your goal is to have fun, open, actually enjoy the cards, because it's a card game. Don't tell anybody that. Foundations, Duskmorn, Bloom. I mean, even Thunder Junction. I mean, even Karlov. People have been, yeah. I mean, pick the set you want. It is what it is. Now, moving forward, we also have the new Foundation Jumpstart boxes. Incredibly powerful, incredibly positive, good EV. And yes, folks, I do have the what are the Jumpstart? I think I have Foundation Jumpstart. I have the Jumpstart boxes, same thing. Are they on the $91 list? I think they're on the $91 list. So, moving forward, I want to mention collector boxes real quick. The market is finally, I ran my sale to patrons for Innistrad Remastered collector boxes a day ago. I did a tight limit of 2 boxes. These suckers are $340 plus tax on TCG Player, so it's like $365 times, it's like 7, I don't even know what it is, $367.20 shipped or something with tax. It's outrageous. I literally offered tiny little 2 boxes, took $60 off that number, TCG Player, and that's it. I ran out in 9 minutes, limiting patrons and limiting everybody to only 2 boxes. This reinforced to me that the demand and the attitude towards Magic and the collector boxes, I think it's finally shifted. This was the first time I noticed. I started to see it on Foundation collector boxes. When I was selling the Foundation collector boxes for the 260s, we still had a divide. I saw a lot of divide. Anger towards me, anger towards the high price, anger towards the lack of supply. I'm not buying this until it comes down. I still saw a good amount of that tug of war. But I also saw for the first time a good amount of patrons and my buyers started saying, no. I've learned my lesson on collector boxes. I'm buying it release. That was the first time I saw that was Foundation's collectors. So it was about a 50-50 split. Now, with Innistrad Remastered, which again, these are expensive ass collector boxes. These are premium ones. These aren't even regular price collectors. Not like the new Aether Street Racing set coming up. I didn't see that as much. I saw about 95% of, hey, it's a small discount. I want 2 boxes. I order from 3 different stores, 2 boxes, 6 boxes, 2 boxes, 4, and I just want to have some boxes. I'm noticing that people have finally adjusted. It took, again, about 12 to 15 months into a bull market, but I can confidently tell you all, I believe the majority of the educated market is now aware and has changed their behavior towards new Magic and towards collector boxes and specialty boxes, even draft and play, which I'm about to get to commander decks here in a second. I think everybody has realized. Where a year ago, when I ran the Ravnica Remastered collector box sale, and they were I don't know what they were, $219, $229 a box or something. They were super cheap. And now they've doubled in a year. Were they $400 a piece plus tax? At that point, it was 90% negative. Fuck that. I'll wait. I ain't touching this garbage, this and that. I'll wait for it to go to $99. And only 10% of patrons and buyers and you all said, no. I'm going to stay the course. It was like a 90-10 split. So the split difference in the attitude and behavior a year ago was heavily tilted towards bearish, I'm not touching it. And as we progressed through the year, we went from that 90% bearish 80, 70, 60, 50 to Foundations towards that 50-50. And now it's full-blown 90-10, where I think 90% of the market and people who've been in this a while have learned their lesson. And people are realizing in bull markets, the downside risk or a 10% or less price swing before or after release is irrelevant considering the risk of missing out or a skyrocketing product, which is what's happened to the last, I don't even know, 5, 6, 7 things in a row. You know, not just Pokemon, Magic and Pokemon collector boxes. By the way, I saw a couple of you guys out there, I saw that Assassin's Creed collector boxes. Saw you guys do a buyout, or a group of you guys or individual. Almost 100 collector boxes sold in Assassin's Creed, jumped the price 20-30% in the last 2 weeks. I saw that. So I wanted to comment on that. And then I was going to make another video, but I want to comment about the Commander deck set. We are seeing tremendous price appreciation and tremendous demand for Commander deck sets. And I have returned, again, even I fucked this one up, I have returned to carrying the Commander deck products on all Magic releases. And yes, I did go after a bunch of the reprints, or I think it was the final reprint, of Lord of the Rings Commander decks and Bloomburrow Commander decks. I believe, to my best of my knowledge, this was the final wave of the Commander decks for Lord of the Rings, which was, I think, reprint number 3 or 4, similar to the Warhammer thing. And I believe at this point that's it, because now the next reprint would have to be at the end of the year 2026, and I don't see them going back 2, 3, 4 years like the Warhammer thing. It is becoming very, very clear that Commander decks, especially Universes Beyond, especially strong ones, Bloomburrow, looking at you fucking thing, these strong Commander decks are becoming very desirable and becoming better items than some draft play and collector boxes. I mean, we're talking the Lord of the Ring Commander decks were like $250, $300. Even with this tiny stupid reprint. I think I'm getting like a pallet, 120 or 150, like not enough to do much of anything. Even when I run a sale to patrons, by the time I actually get it here, bad weather delays everything, it's winter around the country. You know, by the time I even get it, it's gonna be like limit 1 deck for a patron comment on a post, you know. These things were peaking at 300 and they've tanked to 225 plus tax. So we literally went from like 300 for a Lord of the Rings deck set to like 250, 230 shipped. That's it. And I'm like, that's the demand and resiliency of this market. Even with supply hitting the market, every employee and every Timmy and every basement dweller takes their little supply they were given, dump it on the market, race to the bottom. The price is barely dropping on these things. And to end the video, well, I kind of want to keep going. We're halfway through the video. You know what that means. So the Bloomburrow collector decks, or Commander decks, holy cow. The Bloomburrow Commander decks. These things are monsters. Almost $400 a month ago before the restock hit. It was like $359 plus tax, $385, $390 shipped at the peak, like 30, 45 days ago. Like, whoa! Like, this is, whoa. Like, folks, like, even when I sold the Lord of the Ring decks, and I sold, I think, the Bloomburrow, did I do the Bloomburrow? I don't remember. I thought they were like 150 to 200. So again, I don't know the exact number I'm getting on that, but I'm supposed to get the same thing, maybe 100 or 200 to run a sale. But again, by the time I get to running my sale, my whole schedule's booked the next 3 weeks. I'm not even going to be able to get around to it for weeks from now, because again, we're in the middle of the Innistrad Remastered launch, and going into next week, now we have this massive Flesh and Blood thing, and you guys are blowing me up about this new Flesh and Blood, the Hunted set, with the insane-looking, gorgeous Command and Conquer reprint that everyone's going crazy for. Plus, just go TCG player, hit the Hunted, and just look at the marvels, look at the art, look at the new Command and Conquer. What's the Fable? I haven't seen the Fable yet. Is it another scene, or is it a gem? What's the Fable? It is. I haven't seen the Legendaries either. Some new gear, a better tunic. We got something. So it is. That's going to be the next 2 weeks after we get through this. Is going to be my spoiler video sharing with you guys the awesome new the Hunted promo that we have being slabbed right now at PCG, and then we're going to go over that. And there is something. It's late in the video, so most of you guys already thumbs down and banned me or closed your account or whatever the fuck people do. There is something special, and if you decide to buy the Hunted exclusive Rudy kits, you may notice that if you buy the larger quantity, which is the max quantity you can only buy is 3 or 4 kits. I believe I will not be doing limit 1 kit because I think the other pallets will be here on time. Thank God. So I will be able to do the normal size where patrons can get between 1 and 4 kits. And if you decide to buy, I believe we haven't decided, but like 3 or 4 kits, it'll be on the details. I haven't decided yet. You will notice you will have a special voucher code thing that is going to give you access to an additional cold foil puzzle piece that is coming for Season 2 of the Gem Keeper later this year. Since it's not here yet, I'm going to at least give people the chance so that they can get some extra pieces so they can help solve it. So we have some fun things coming. Super exciting. But let me finish up the magic thing. There's, like I said, there's so much news in this cycle. I've been, people have been asking me, Rudy, you're going to cover the Bronze Era, the bull market, is the Kaladesh tanked, Scars of Mirrodin holding? What about you, dude? Have you seen what's going on with like Conspiracy or Battle Bond? And did you see Eldritch Moon? Is it holding? It like Battle for Zendikar just hit like 250. Like, are you going to cover? Dude, I can't cover everything. There's too much going on. I don't have the time and schedule to film and do this much, folks. Anyways, by the way, 75 days till Weiss Schwarz. Nikki. 75 days till Nikki, folks. If you know, you know. NKKE. Weiss Schwarz. Look at the Japanese version. Very healthy young ladies. Are they serialized? Are they hand-signed wet signature cards? 75 days. I will forewarn you. TCG Player already has Weiss Nikki boxes at $90 to $100, and people are buying them. Like, whoa. Like, I've never seen demand for a new Weiss set like this. It's months in advance, and people are losing their flipping mind. I'm warning you, 70 days away from like the biggest Weiss release we've had in like 2 years. Probably since Hollow Live or Azure Lane. Okay, to wrap things up, the most important takeaway of this video, careful on Bloomborough Playboxes. The $150 plus tax in TCG Player is way too high. People are just gonna get burned financially. Now, if you don't care, you just want to open it, whatever. Be aware, Bloomborough Playboxes are probably going to go higher before the next wave hits and knocks them back to 130, 140. Okay, but there's a chance this thing can go to 160, 170. Warning you. Number 2, if you don't know what direction to take, you're new to Magic, you're new to collecting or anything, I recommend, if you're a Rudy patron, go after the last few draft boxes for 91 shipped before they go out of print. Wilds of Eldraine just got axed 2 weeks ago. That's my advice. All I have left for cheap stuff, we still have Ixalan, the last draft box ever made. And again, you're between a 30 to 90 day notice. I don't know when Wizards is going to give me the red light, but I know what's coming. I can feel it. After that Wilds of Eldraine got cut off and people freaked out, I'm telling you, the new one's going to be here soon. Okay? Be careful out there. You'll have a beautiful day.